Good morning, everyone, on this nice, brisk morning. As you can tell from my accent, I wasn't born in this country. I was born in the Netherlands, and I did my education in the Netherlands as well. And I love these cold mornings. It sort of makes me a little bit homesick, but really lovely to see you all here this morning. I'd like to start by acknowledging that wherever we are today meeting on the lands of the custodians of the Darug people of the Baramatical clan, and I pay my respect to their elders past and present and welcome any Aboriginal colleagues that might have joined this morning. I'd also like to welcome you all to the 2024 Vet in Schools Forum hosted by the Teachers Guild of New South Wales. It's lovely to be here with you this morning, and I hope to have the opportunity to stay for most of the day. I'd like to pass on two apologies, if I may. My Executive Director, Susie Matthews, who leads the Skills and Pathways branch, is unable to join us this morning. I think she's with Minister One in a meeting before he joins us here at 11 o'clock. And also an apology from Robin Pemberton, who's my leader, Vocational Pathways. Robin is on a very short, well-deserved little break in the Northern Territory, but her colleagues are here with us today. I'd also like to thank the Teachers Guild, who are the longest standing teachers organisation in New South Wales, for hosting the 7th annual event and providing an opportunity for us to join. It's my first time here, so it's really exciting, and I'm very pleased that I've been invited to join you today. It's good to get together to talk and brainstorm ideas around vets for secondary students. It's a passion of mine, and I'm really keen to talk across sectors about your ideas and your experiences with this incredible, important curriculum in our secondary schools. I'd like to acknowledge a wide range of speakers here today who are the experts in their fields and have been selected for their passion and drive to support the vet sector. For those of you that haven't met me before, as I said, I'm Ellen Lintjens, Director Pathways and Transitions, and have been in this role since 2019. I lead a large team. We've probably got about 150 people in my team, of which I'm very pleased to say the majority of them, probably about 100, are actually located in schools. They're head teacher careers, SBAT officers, SBAT engagement officers, support staff, senior support staff that help our vet teachers on the ground with delivering their courses and preparing for them. As you've heard, I've had a long career in the New South Wales public sector. My largest stint has been working in industry. I've been in the Department of Industry probably for over 15 years, where I worked with small and medium-sized enterprises, with young entrepreneurs, with women entrepreneurs, home-based businesses, and the businesses that are a bit larger and want to export. And why I mention that is because vocational education and training is a fantastic partnership between learning, educating our young people and industry. So when I got the opportunity to work with VET, I thought this is absolutely fantastic. Because when you work with industry and when you work with small and medium-sized enterprises in Australia, you cannot do the innovation and the drive to grow unless you have access and commitment to partnerships with young people. So to work here in vocational education and training has been an absolute delight. And I have to say, in a country as Australia and in New South Wales, we cannot do it on our own as a public school system. We have to partner with our non-government school sector. So I'm really pleased that as long as I've been here and years before I got into the role, the partnership with Catholic Schools New South Wales and the Independent Schools Association has been phenomenal. And that has gone from strength to strength. And I'm really pleased today that we also have our work placement coordination providers here, because we are the only state in the country that actually has mandated work placements as part of Year 11 and 12 HSC requirements, and that is unique. And that is an absolute delight to be able to work with you all across that. The other partnerships we have in my programs, we not only run our school, what we call our school-delivered vets, so are thousands of teachers that in the school deliver vocational curriculum. We also have run the externally delivered vet program with TAFE and other private RTOs for those kids that want to do vets that can't be done in the classroom. We also run the vet teacher training, which we also partner with the two other school sectors. And that is to educate our beginning teachers, but also provide professional learning like you do today. And then in addition to that, we run the workplace coordination program. What has been exciting over the last couple of years is to see the innovation in vet. And I don't tell you anything new when I say, you just look around, the changes in society, the changes in industry. A digitized world is not a new one, but it is one that is accelerating faster and faster. If you just look at the recent 2 years, the impact of AI and AI-generated innovation in business, that's going to impact our education system, and particularly vet. Industry is driving a lot of change. If you just think about the top 3 vocational education courses that our young people do, it's retail, it's business services, and it's hospitality. Now you think about those 3 industries and how much change we have seen in customer behavior. Retail is totally digitized. We're not doing the traditional promotion. We're doing influencers. We're doing digitization of payments systems. We have a different way of supplying the services and the goods that people want. If you look at the hospitality industry, we don't eat and go out the same way that we did 10 years ago. People order online. The Uberization of the hospitality industry is phenomenal. If you look at business services, that is a whole different ballgame. If you just think about logistics and warehouses, you think of Amazon and those companies that have come in and have really changed the way industry is doing its business. That is good. But it also means that we as educators in vocational education and training sector need to be up with those changes. The young people that are coming through our schools don't want to see the same way of learning and the same content. They want to see contemporary content. And I'm really pleased to see that since I've been here, I have seen the innovation driven by the teachers from the ground up and driven by our students. We would not have had a virtual work placement like we had this year in the last 3 years, with 500 young people doing IDT in a virtual environment with some of the largest companies that we have in this country, Amazon Web Services, Salesforce. We would not have put augmented reality welding machines in our schools and in our TAFE places if it wasn't for industry coming to us saying, hey, you know what? You need to train your kids differently. We have a welding industry in Australia that is dying for good talent, and the young people don't want to do it anymore. So what the industry has done is revolutionized the way they teach. Augmented reality machines in classroom. When they came to me and said, can you pay for this? We thought, no, that's expensive. But actually, when you look at it and you do the sums like business does, you actually work out it makes sense because you can teach it in the classroom. You don't have to set up a whole workshop. You don't have to supply the materials anymore to do welding. You actually do it on a computer in a classroom. And what has changed in our schools? It's changed the way young people are looking at welding. They find it interesting. They can do it computerized. And it's also brought young women in. So you just think about education and the way education has to adapt, particularly VET, which is driven by industry. The units of competencies that we deliver or that you deliver, they don't come about because there's some paper-based person sitting in 105 Phillip Street. They come about because industry talks to ASQA and industry talks to us to say, you need to change things. It means that we as educators need to change and we need to continuously have the fingers on the pulse. And what I like about today is that we're sitting here with people that are in classrooms. You hear what it is that your young people want. And if we think about changes in industry, yes, they can come from industry, but they also need to come from you. What is it that you hear in the classroom from young people? How do they want to learn and how do they not want to learn? Because whatever we do, we need to change our practices and we need to continuously innovate. And that's what I suppose I want to finish up on. That's what I like about the nexus of working with VET in schools and industry. Because if you think about what industry does, it's 3 things. It innovates, it develops partnerships, whether it's with other businesses or with universities or with TAFEs, but it's business drives on partnerships. And then the third thing, which is really important, is business focus on users. And users is what we do. It's a generic term, but when I think about us as educators, we innovate, we work in partnerships, and we continuously focus on our students, who are the users. It's not a nice term, but in the business environment, we would see them as users, but they are the recipients of what we do. So I think it's a unique opportunity. I think the future for VET is good. But to think and debate about the future of vet, you need to understand your present. And what's the present of vet? Vet has been stagnant in our education systems. The numbers have not changed over the last 20 years. 1 in 3 young people in New South Wales will undertake vet courses as part of their HSC. That number has not shifted. That number has to shift. My aim is to bring it from 1 in 3 to 1 in 2 by 2030. The other thing we know is the number of school-based apprenticeships and traineeships has been totally stagnant, and it's small compared to other states. So there's work to be done. So I think when you think about your future, you need to think about your present. The other thing that we need to know in vet, not only do you need to know what's happening in your classroom and your teaching practices and understand your young people, you also absolutely need to understand, as I've said before, industry and societal changes. So you do need to know what are the top industries in New South Wales and what is changing. And I can tell you a couple of things that we will see coming our way. The greening of every industry is going to happen. New technologies, new ways of delivering services and goods that are sustainable, that are not sucking up all the resources. Our young people will want to know, how are we going to do that? How are we going to embed that in our learning? We will also know that the digitization and the continuous impact of AI and quantum computing is going to have a phenomenal impact on industry and therefore on what we teach in our classrooms. So they're challenges. I think they're exciting challenges because there's one thing that we have that very few people have, and that is we interact every day with the next generation. They're keen to learn, they're keen to use the new technologies, and we can learn from them, but we do need to listen. And I also think we need to innovate in the way we design our curriculum, in the way we design our teaching practices, and we actually probably need to do more in partnership with young people. So I hope that today's discussion will bring some of these things to the fore. I'm keen to hear your ideas, and I hope that you are as excited as I am about the opportunities that vocational learning and career learning will offer our young people in the vet sector. Thank you.